What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I thought we'd have a little fun with Omega Rugal to see how well he can actually do in Guild Raid, especially since after all these buffs that he got, and the fact that now, or at least after the 29th of this month, after the next update, we're going to be able to do a change-up kit using his regular Fest memories instead of the BS memories. We're actually going to be able to use these memories instead, which you can actually get through the game at all times through the United banner, which is actually quite godly. I believe you can actually get this thing from Halls of Elements also, which is pretty awesome, guys. And he actually surprised me in the test runs that I've already done in Guild Raid. Now, I do have a pretty good build on this guy. We're going to be using his leadership, which increases red element fighter attack by 30%, and then the critical rate by 6%, which helps a little bit as far as doing some extra critical hits. But the nice things about this character is, one, his 3PG, the one from BS Rugal, doesn't get interrupted on Omega. So, like, even if you don't have BS Rugal and you want to play with Omega and Guild Raid, his 3PG won't get interrupted. It's actually pretty damn cool. Then he has 30% PG rate, which is also really great. And then every time you land a skill, you get a heal. So he's got a lot of great survivability whenever you use your first, second, or third skill. This is something that Rugal's always had that's always actually been quite godly, especially in like PvP when people would use this character. If they land a skill, whether it's their first, second, or third skill, they get a heal. Right, so a lot of people, they'd put like an Akane on him back in the day, had that 2-second immunity at the end of the fight, and then they'd get a heal and could slowly heal up afterwards if they were a good enough player. His first skill, I mean, now that he has a nice attack buff on the first skill, so we need to make sure we incorporate this thing, and it does last for 10 seconds, which is actually really good. And then the increased target damage received by 15% lasts for 8 seconds, so we need to make sure that we incorporate that skill in our little rotation. And then the decreased target's attack by 15% is good for a little extra survivability. But then he has another attack buff on his second skill and the darkness, which is a buff that they actually gave him. And then he has hyper on the last skill, and then of course the 5.5 times explosion, right? So you always want to hit that second skill and the third skill, and that's mainly going to be our main rotation in this because his cooldowns are actually quite long. He has fairly long cooldown, especially with the second skill. So when spamming, we're just going to use the second and third skill over and over and over, guys. So in Guild Raid, we're actually going to try against Infernal with this guy, right? Now, I'm going to be using the same team composition that I've used multiple times in the past, where I'm using Mary here for my meter breaker, and then I got Leona, obviously, for the increased target damage received. And yeah, these two girls are going to be doing some damage, obviously, level 30, level 50, but Rugal is really the one that's going to be doing most of the damage because he's the one that's going to be applying damage as the meter is broken. And as far as the rest of the build on this guy, I mean, he does have max capsules. He is imprint stones. I actually leveled up this stone today, but it just gives him extra HP by 10%. But the attack by 12% is nice, and of course the extra dark damage is good for that explosion. The second one just gives him increased attack. This is stone that I equipped on him a long time ago before he ever even got his buffs. And then this stone here does give him double attack, which is really good. But the Starlight doesn't help him. Again, this is a stone that I equipped on him before he ever got darkness, before they ever gave him them buffs. And then I added this stone today, which gives him increased attack and darkness, which will actually buff up his dot explosion. I've opted to go for the 7 Nights set because it actually increases darkness damage by 75% and active skill damage, which is actually a really good set for him. And then this stone here actually, or this card actually increases your critical damage for attack type fighters by 7% from the transcended stats. This one here increases attack type fighters attack by 5.8%. And this one just increases bleed, which isn't helpful for Rugal at all, at least not for this version of Rugal. So guys, let's jump in here and let's see the kind of damage this guy does. All right, so we're going to do that again because I wasn't happy with the run at all. It's really hard for me to talk and play all at the same time and focus because you always need to know where your strikers are at whenever you're bringing them in, right? So that way you click on the right button and bring in the right striker. There we go, there we go, there we go. And you always, like, whenever you start off with your character, you really want to try to build up their PG as quickly as you can. That way in the next rotation, you're ready to use their default or the 3PG, whichever you may choose. There we go, there we go, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Just like with BS Rugal, I try to use the default if I can. There we go, nice, nice. That's the way you want it to work out right there. Yeah. Whenever you're tapping into skills, it's just like it always feels like there's some kind of delay, even though I know there probably isn't. All right, that way we make sure we get that genocide cutter there. So that way we get the increased target damage received. There we go, there we go. And I see we didn't really want that, right? We don't want Geese starting to raise his hand, do the Raging Storm, because a lot of times he can apply darkness, but since he went into an iframe, it's not so bad, right? If you can go into your 3PG before Geese like starts to raise his hand, starts saying Raging Storm, it's going to work out a lot better for you. It's going to be a lot easier for you to prevent him from applying darkness on the ground. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Exactly what we want. I know this isn't like meta breaking or nothing like that, but it is fun to see, you know, what a character like this can actually do. You know, I am curious. He really did surprise me, though. I mean, he really did. I didn't think he would do as good as what he actually is right now. And, you know, the funny thing is, he doesn't even have a max build, right? He doesn't even have a max build. So he could actually do even better. You know, and my fame system is actually at level 12 for Red Attack Fighter. But it's pretty awesome, though, that his 3PG doesn't get interrupted by Geese. That's pretty awesome. But it's weird, you know, with 97 Orochi, it does, which is very strange, right? There we go. I'm just like, blah, 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 just tapping the crap out of my buttons here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, okay, okay. I think maybe we're going to go into an iframe now. Yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The sooner the better. As soon as he brings his hands down, guys, you want to go straight into your skills. Apply whatever dot you're trying to apply, then go into your 3PG. Yeah, he's a little slow. That's kind of one thing about him that's kind of sucks, actually. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But I mean, guys, 1.2 billion already. I mean, that's pretty insane. That's pretty. I mean, it's not insane. I shouldn't say it's insane, but it's really good. Like he's already done one key, right? And I realize a lot of players are not going to use this character, right? You're going to have to level him up. You're going to have to invest a lot in him for him to actually be, you know, viable for something like this. But I really did not think he was going to do, you know, one key here. I really didn't. You know, I was very, very surprised to see the kind of damage he can do. And I can still put another imprint stone on him. I can still have double attack stones on him, right, to increase his darkness. So that way we can increase his dot explosion. Like, he's got room to grow is the crazy thing about this. Like, I think a maxed out Omega Rugal, like even on an account like mine, with a fame system of level 12. Come on, come on, come on. Could probably hit over 2 billion, guys. I mean, look at him go. In fact, I know he can hit over 2 billion because we're almost on our way to hitting 2 billion. I mean, it's pretty nuts. Right? I mean, I shouldn't say it's nuts, but it's just nuts to know that this character can actually do this kind of damage. I mean, 1.7 billion, guys. 1.7 billion. And that's with his 30% attack leadership, right? I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. I was really surprised that he could do that. People are going to be like, what the hell? What's going on here? Forgo's using Omega? What's going on here? Right? And as I always tell you guys, games are all about having fun. It's not that difficult to get the max score here, right? And well, I mean, for a lot of players, it just isn't. So, like, having fun with some of your favorite characters, and as many of you know, Rugal is my favorite carry OF character. It's pretty awesome to know that he can actually get that one key by himself with a little help from the increased target damage received, obviously from Leona, the meter breaking from Mary. So guys, let me know how you're all feeling about 98 Omega getting it done against Guild Raid. And also the tournament will start today. The Asian players will be competing against each other and it will start at 7 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The links to my Discord and Twitch are in the description below. If any of you are interested in watching those, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in those matches. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.